Hello and welcome back to Storybook Crafts from the Alameda Free Library. This week we're going to be making some Blackout poetry, inspired by a few wonderful books. This one is from the library, Exquisite, The Poetry and Life of Gwendolyn Brooks by Suzanne Slade and illustrated by Cosby Cabrera. It is all about the life and poetry of this very inspirational person. A wonderful book. The library has lots of books about poetry, and you don't have to be a poet yourself to enjoy poetry, to love poetry, to appreciate it, or to make it. Blackout poetry, this book is really fun. This is Mermaid, or How to Find Love Underwater, and it is an entire book of blackout poetry that tells a tale. It's kind of a creative book. The other side has the story of the Little Mermaid. Those are some fun examples. This is just a fun example of some blackout poetry I did once. Use an old book, one that no one's going to read anymore. This one I happen to have found, sometimes you'll find free books out on the street. Make sure that they're safe and clean. Use a book from your own collection that you know you are no longer going to read, or perhaps it's too out of date and you can't pass it along to someone else. A book that's been damaged, like missing pages, pages ripped out or torn, that just can't be appreciated by anyone else anymore. Those are the kinds of books you want to use for this, and always get permission before you cut it up. So find some pages, doesn't really matter what's on them, all you need are some words. This one was a really fun one. First I found the words I liked, then I drew the picture. And of course I started out in pencil before I used pen and colored pencil to illustrate. But this one I found the words, Grandma's trying to remember where the big head vanished. I thought that was kind of a fun sentence. It sounds poetic to me, and certainly once you add the illustrations, it becomes poetry. So how are we going to do this? Well, once you have your page, maybe you want to get a few. I had just this one to work with today, and I went over all the words on both sides of the page. I also cut it to a shape I liked so that there's a little bit of blank space here for me to draw on. And then I went through and found some words I enjoyed. So before you do yours, really study what's on there. Maybe it's just one word. Some of these pages you'll notice here in these examples, only one or two. Maybe it's not the whole poem. Maybe it's just one word that inspires you for your picture. For me, I went through these and I found the words always. I'm going to circle it. And then I found the word take. Where did that go? Take. And then I found the words the and ride. And that sort of inspired me. I thought of roller coasters. I love roller coasters. Sometimes they scare me, but I always enjoy them. And it's sort of a metaphor. Always take the ride. Enjoy the journey. Don't miss out on things just because your fears might hold you back. So I liked those words, always take the ride. So I've circled them just lightly in pencil. On a separate piece of paper, I drew a roller coaster. So I want to somehow creatively put some version of this roller coaster on my page. I think I'd also like the roller coaster to go around the word ride. So I'm going to make part that negative space there of my roller coaster. I'm going to outline that in pencil. So I know that that's at least one word I want to show. And whatever else I do, I've lightly circled those words that I know I want to show on the page before I black them out. So here's what I want to show. I'm going to go ahead and draw the rest of my roller coaster here. Yours could just be designs. It's really whatever you're inspired to do. But I'm going to go up here and have the top of my ride there. And then I will draw the rest of my picture. Let's see, I'm going to make sure I go around. I want my illustration first. And then I can work out the rest later, the logistics of it all. All right, that's pretty good. I'll put the little supports of the roller coaster here. Of course, it doesn't just suspend itself in air. Okay, there's the bulk of my roller coaster. I can fix those things later. I can go in with an eraser later to really add what I want. I want the little car that I drew up there with the people in it. There they are. And I'll do their heads. 1, 2, 3. And their arms. Ooh, always appears on that page twice. I like it that it's right here. Look at that. As I was creating, I found the one I want. I'm going to erase that other always. Keep that always. Put those arms up. This one had some hair. This one had some curly hair. All right, good. Now I've got the basics of my picture there, and I'm going to start blacking out. So for the blackout part, you might want a Sharpie. You can, of course, be creative about how you do the blacking out, or you can just strike it. I'm going to actually just do the striking today. I want something a little simple. So I'm going to strike through all the words that I am not using. Do this slowly, otherwise you might miss where you circled your words that you want to keep. There we go. Okay. And once I'm done blacking out, then I can erase the circles around those words if I want to. The ones that I'm saving, that is. I love that. This looks fun. All right, almost there. And I'm going to be careful because I have part of my circle there, so I'm not going to cross that out yet. I'm not going to black that out yet because I might, once I'm tracing my design, it might take care of that. So be careful of where I drew my picture. Okay, now I'll go in and trace my roller coaster. I have another Sharpie here, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and trace over what I had and see if my outlines will take care of, let's see, we want to go this way. Yep, there we go. And then this one went that way. There. That one goes there. All right, this is where I want that line to overlap. Just like that, very cool. Looks good. Okay, and now I can finish up the outline of my picture. Add a little detail there to the car. Add the details to my people. Add some lines so we know this is a roller coaster. And once you've got your outline done, go ahead and add as much color as you want. Really decorate this to its fullest if you want. See, so as I'm drawing those words where my design went over, they kind of already become struck through. So I didn't really need to use the black marker quite so much. Now I'll go through, let's see, I'm going to fix these little supports to my roller coaster there. Now I'll go through and just, there we go. Much better. Okay, done. I like it. It's pretty simple. I can go in and color more if I want. I'm going to take my eraser just lightly over the page to get rid of all of those pencil marks I made. I can go back in and add more detail. I'll erase the circles, but you can see my poem, Always Take the Ride. And there's my roller coaster. Blackout poetry done. Super fun. I hope you enjoy doing this. You can make lots and lots of these. You could do this all day. See you next time on Storybook Crafts. Bye-bye.